Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Scrap Mechanic, and you may recognize this place because we were here just a few days ago driving a train on these train tracks. However, this particular area where the train tracks have the opportunity to split into separate tracks, this definitely gave me some problems, and my attempted solution was to build a track switcher into the train itself using this super high-tech, overly engineered, very effective method, where all I gotta do is just turn, and you can see that this turns over in that direction and very smoothly and easily catches the other track, so that in no time at all, I can just get right onto that track, just like that. And look at that. That actually worked quicker than any other attempt I've done at that. But obviously, I was being sarcastic and it's not actually smooth. I know, hard to believe, right? After watching that amazing performance. But I was reading the comments on the video and I was made aware that the intent with this is probably to actually build a track switcher into the map itself. Meaning that these aren't the finished product of the rails, which seems obvious in hindsight, but for some reason, I just imagined this is the map. The map is complete. It's up to the train to do the job, not the map to do the job. But I figured that could make an interesting video, actually building a track switching mechanism, especially from someone like me who has no prior knowledge to track switchers or any kind of real train engineering at all. You know, it is kind of interesting. At my core, I'm really not a car person. I don't know a lot about cars. I don't know a lot about trains. I don't know a lot about planes. And yet I spend an unreasonable amount of time creating these things. You know what it is though? I just enjoy being creative and creativity. And sometimes creating things that you're unfamiliar with, that's just another element of creative challenge. And that's what this video is going to be about today. So, I'm just going in blind. Let's make this track able to switch my train onto the other track. You can see I also enjoy creativity when it comes to the English language. So obviously we're gonna have to have a mechanism that needs to be able to move. So I'm curious if oh boy, that might be an issue. Oh boy. Okay, so bearings don't like being near solid objects. How close can we build to this thing? All right, that seems to be the limit right there. Any closer than that and we're done. You know what? I can probably have like a static track piece just to fill in like the gap. As long as there's at least a 1 block gap for my wheels to go through, then anything in between that is pretty much irrelevant. So if I keep that there, I should be able to drive my, oh, actually, let's put one right here as well. So yeah, that looks like it should be 1 block gap there. So now I think I should just be able to drive straight with way less issues than when there was the gap there. So actually, you know what I should also be doing is I should also just delete these really, really bad track switching mechanisms that I built into my train, because these are completely unnecessary now. All right, now let's see. Can I just drive across this now? So much easier. So much easier. And I kind of feel like what would be like, this looks like it was almost gonna catch my wheels. So I'm gonna put a wedge piece because, you know, wedge gang and stuff. All right, now we can drive straight across this without falling off the track, but that only solves half the problem. Now what if we want to switch over to the other side? All right, I think I am developing an idea. And I'm realizing that this is going to be interesting because this isn't going to be a single mechanism. This is going to be some independent mechanisms that have to somehow work together. This is gonna, I'm actually really concerned about this, to be honest. So we should be able to go through there without an issue, and then some type of trigger is going to make this, some type of mechanism is gonna make this arm slide over to the side and contact this rail. All right, so here, let's try this. 15 degrees, 30 degrees. 30 degrees looks good. Can we get through there though? Is this enough by itself? Do I need to have like a mechanism for the other side of the rail? Okay, so now with this, oh no, okay. Something needs to happen. Maybe I need to make it longer. All right, let's try that. The wheel should catch that first, hopefully turning it into the groove. Okay, here it goes. So the wheel catches it. Pushes it over. Oh, whoa, what happened there? How did that happen? How did it get back onto the other track after being pushed in that direction? Okay, we need to take a closer look at this. All right, so it goes there. And then, oh, that is too close. Okay, this can also connect over here. There we go. Because now when this straightens out, that still keeps that 1 block gap, but then it also closes it by going onto that direction. Yeah, all right, I'm learning. All right, so that goes this direction, and look at that. Oh no, this is a two-step process. Now we also need, oh, interesting. So this side is going to need a filler piece going from here to here, much like I have this static filler piece, but this one has to be on an angle, so I'm gonna have to measure this out. All right, so I put this here, and this should just stay here, because I have 1 block on this side, 1 block on this side, so any train going in this direction shouldn't collide with that. However, any train coming in this direction should be able to use that as a support as it goes from one rail to another. And can I add this on here without, I think I should be able to add that on there without interference. All right, now let's see if we can have a complete transition onto that side of the track without too much of an issue. More gently through here. I'm gonna try to make that smoother so I can go at a higher speed later. And look at that. That was like no issue at all. Going back needs a little bit more work though. Oh, wait a minute, what if I'm coming from the other direction? No, that's not gonna work. I need to, why didn't I think of that? I need to treat this the same way I'm treating this. All right, so over here, I've pretty much built an exact mirrored version of what I have over here. If I switch the track from this direction, but then here's the other thing is, this also has to be on too. I have no idea how I'm gonna actually control this from the train. There has to be some type of sensor mechanism, but the fact that these are separate objects that aren't connected means I can't wire connection points between them. So I haven't quite thought through that far yet about how I'm gonna send signals, but this should switch us over onto the other track, and that's no problem. And then we continue onto this track, and now we should be able to go back with these switches activated. How did that just happen? That was not an intended result there. Seems pretty standard for a ScrapMan video though. Maybe just going backwards change how this works. All right, let's go slower this time. Oh, that's interesting. Is that the same over there? The way that it lines with this wedge is not very good, but over here, it's a little bit better. So these are not aligned with the grid completely symmetrically. So that means going backwards in this direction is gonna be not good at all. I am not sure how to smooth this section out here. I mean, unless I gotta make this turn more into that by making this shorter and increasing the angle on this. All right, is this even gonna work now? See, now I need something over here as well. All right, I got it. So I'm connecting from this area. I'm pulling this over here because this isn't gonna interfere with the train, but it will allow me to keep the same button activating a controller over here. All right, is that gonna turn the train over? There we go. There we go, that worked. Wait a minute, but then what about going in this direction? No, yeah, oh yeah, that still works. That works great. Oh, I think I solved that. All right, so now 2 things happen when I press the button. You can see both these, oh, that looks so cool. I like that. I like that. All right, that is a solution. Okay, let me see if I can replicate that on the other side for consistency's sake. All right, I think I've got it replicated in both directions. So this definitely switches me over and onto the other track. Way smoother than anything I've done so far. You know, I may be able to convert this whole thing into one weldable mechanism. All right, I think this is it here. So I'm gonna take a big risk here, and I'm just gonna delete everything I did right here, and where do I weld it? I need to have a weld point, actually. All right, I think I got it. I'm just gonna continue deleting all the work I did and hope that this can just be replaced with a single weld. All right, so to make it easy on myself, if I just put a block right at the apex here, I just gotta remember to have it 1 block on the straight side of the apex. I should be able to weld this. Please let me, oh no. Why won't it let me weld it though? Oh, that ruins everything. It has a slight collision with the ground, I think. No. No. I bet if I weld it 1 block higher, it's gonna be fine, right? Oh. That is so disappointing. This was almost really, really easy. But I think it's because these things are slightly above the ground. Even though it lets me build here, it won't let me weld here. Oh, you know what? You know what it is? It is just these tracks. What if it avoids those tracks? I think I just figured it out. We got to use the pipe pieces. The pipe pieces don't have to interact with the ground. All right, there we go. I think I've replicated it, and only pipe pieces are on the bottom. So now I should have the same weld method, right? Oh no, why is it still not letting me? I really thought that would solve the problem. You know, before I built the whole, I was so confident it was gonna work. I should have just checked first though. Can I even just weld that? Wait a minute, I can. The pipe does work there. Where isn't it working then? All right, let's try to narrow down the problem. I'm gonna delete everything except the pipes and see if the source of the issue is the pipes. Yep. Is it just these pipes right here? Oh, that's not bad. That is not a bad issue to have. Okay. Okay. Just those pipes. Because this comes up like that. That's why. All right. I can solve that because it doesn't have to be right there. Because this is just a static one right here. And that can branch off from any point. All right. New version constructed where the attachment point to this rail is moved from up there to down here. That should allow me to finally, please work. Yes. Can weld it right there. So now I didn't even put a switch on this thing yet. But let's just put a switch right there. We should be able to hook it up, press the button. And, oh, I meant to put this on fast. And now we have a weldable railroad switch. So if I put that there and I weld another one to that side, please let this make sense and work. Oh no, this one has to be mirrored. Oh, I gotta build like 4 versions of these. All right, maybe I only have to build 2 versions of these because I think this one, I'm making another risk here. I'm just gonna delete this off the ground, put a block at the apex on the straight side, weld it right here. I still don't have a way to trigger it from the train yet, but I can at least weld that. So now I need to build essentially a mirrored version of this over on this side of the track. But before I even tackle that project, I should probably figure out how I'm gonna trigger this from the train. And I'm gonna test something out real quick because the tough part I'm seeing is being able to trigger both of them. But what if we don't have to? What if the bearing is weak enough that the train could just drive through if it switches onto this track? Can I just... Look at that, it opens for me. That works. That is fantastic. Okay, that makes my job a lot easier. But now to figure out how to trigger it. I think the obvious solution is having a sensor stick out from here. All right, I think I got the sensor working. So you can see now the track is set to turn me left. However, if I don't press anything, you'll see that this thing sticking out in the front will trigger it to reset straight. And that'll happen before my wheels actually get there, therefore allowing me to continue on straight. But say I want to turn left, if I turn left with my seat steering, it'll make this go over the sensor, which will then make everything turn left. And the convenient thing about how I have this currently programmed into the sensor is you can see the sensor is pulled down on an angle. And that is because if I want to drive over the sensor but keep the track turned in the left position, if I move this out of the way, it won't detect the pipes because they're just far enough away from that one block. So it'll only work if that wedge block is over the sensor. So this is going to allow me to switch the track on the fly. So now I have the issue of what if a train is coming from this direction and this track is set in the turn pattern like this. I think this is a simpler issue. I'm going to attempt to solve it right now. All right, so I've had to add some logic to this thing. So I put a single XOR gate, which means that if this sensor gets triggered, it'll go ahead and move it. If it gets triggered again, it'll move it back. And then same thing with this sensor, if this one gets triggered or not. So now let's say we have the nightmare scenario where a train is coming from this direction, but a train had previously gone in this direction, causing this to be in the turned condition. I'm hoping that this train just simply coming straight down this path will then trigger that sensor, causing it to go back to the straight condition, just like that. And I'm also hoping that when it's in the straight condition, that sensor doesn't get triggered as we're going through, and that seems to work. So I think what we have right here is our full track switching system that I then need to also build a replica over there and a mirrored version for the other parts of this. All right, and this, I'm hoping, is a successful attempt at building a mirrored version. I guess the best way to tell is to grab it from the weld point and hope for the best. Okay, is that gonna be right? All right, so I should be able to pass straight through this one. And I should be able to pass straight through this one. Good. Now let's back up and say we wanted to pass straight through that one. And then I'm gonna hold right. There we go. And now we should go... Oh, no! Maybe I just built it a little bit different, because that goes way closer than it's supposed to. But I think if I just do that, it should solve the problem. All right, let's try to continue now. All right, that looks better. Maybe I just accidentally added a block I didn't need. Okay, so now can I also weld that version over here? We put it right there. Now let's see if I can successfully merge onto this railway. Oh my goodness, I did it! I did it! I think I have all of them ready now. Oh, this is the ultimate test. We can test it now. And just for the sake of it, I'm gonna add this steering mechanism. I'm gonna add a one on the, what am I doing? I'm gonna add one onto the back as well, so I can go backwards without having any issues. All right, so now I got a little tiny tail on the back. I can go left and right with that too. So now I shouldn't even have to turn my train around. So let's see if I can successfully go straight and then come back and back into that section over there. Because right now, by the looks of it, this track wants me to go to the right. And this track up here is actually blocking my ability to go straight. So if anything could go wrong, this test that I'm gonna put it through is gonna be likely to make that happen. All right, so I'm not pressing anything. So I should be able to, all right, there we go. It switched to straight. All right, look at that, we're going straight. Also not pressing anything. It switched to straight successfully. All right, we did it, we went straight. But going straight is not the difficult thing. Now, I want to turn to the left as I go backwards. Oh. Wait, why is this being difficult? Oh, what happened? Hold on. All right. We should be okay. I want to go to the left. So, I think I just went too fast, that's all. There we go. All right, we're going. And I want to go straight down this one. Oh! I did it. I did the thing I wanted to do. No way. Okay, now let's say if I just go straight. I'm gonna go full speed. I feel like going full speed over these is just increasing the chances of bumpy errors. That was so smooth. There's no way I'm gonna be able to full speed this on a turn though. Like, there's absolutely no way this can successfully turn me at full speed, but I gotta try. All right, full speed. I'm holding left, so we should go left. I have not let off the throttle, and yeah, obviously stuff happened. It is not meant to handle full speed like that. I think I can make some improvements to this thing, though. All right, I just thought of a really awesome improvement. So one of the issues is this right here. Sometimes when it's trying to turn, it snags this wedge and ends up going back straight. But check out what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna start over here. So now I'm gonna put this like that when it's straight. But then when it gets triggered, it'll rotate 180 degrees. So this should work to guide the rails right into there, but then when it turns, it should guide the rails in that direction instead. So that's an easy change. All right, so now we're gonna try another scenario where I want to go right, but if you look up ahead, those tracks on the right side are all set to go straight and not receive a train from over here. But it should work out that the bearings are weak enough that you can just kind of push through it from this angle. So there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and set myself to turn right, and then these tracks ahead of me should switch and turn me over. And now these ones, I should just be able to go right through and then head on straight through this one, just like that. But what I could also do, here, let's set myself to turn back that direction. There we go. This is working. Just like that, no problem. So now let's try it again, but let's try to actually do the entire curve. We're gonna go right and then come immediately back. All right, so I'm turning right. There we go, it catches me. And now I'm gonna turn left. Oh, it's already turning me left anyway. There we go. And it works. This is amazing. It's actually working. All right, so I've reset every single one of these to straight, and here's the plan for this test. This is gonna be a final test to make sure everything actually works as intended. I'm gonna start from here, and here's the path I gotta take. I gotta go this way, turn to the left, go straight, and then I gotta back straight up in this direction into there, and then I gotta go straight, turn right, go straight, and then back straight up over here and return back to this position. So I'm essentially going through all of these different intersections by going in like this weird figure 8 pattern. All right, here we go. So the first thing we're gonna do is turn to the left. Make sure I go nice and slow so it can catch me in time. And what is happening right now? All right, well, there's not a whole lot I can do about that. I just gotta force my way through it. There we go. And now we go straight in this direction, no problem. Then we go back in this direction, absolutely straight. There we go. And now I gotta go to the right. There we are. And then I gotta go straight. Straight, I said. Straight in this direction. There we go. And then back up straight back to where we just came from. And there we go. That is pretty much the complete navigation of anywhere I want to go with this. Here, let's actually head back over onto this side and we'll park over here now. Just to show off the consistency with this. All right, we have finally done it. This was a 2-hour process of kind of like there's a lot of troubleshooting and figuring stuff out on my own. Because like I said, not an engineer. Not even really a trained person, don't know anything about this stuff, and I don't know if this is at all similar to a real-life system of how they do it. This is just the approach I happened to take to solve the problem I presented myself with. Why do I make problems for myself? I didn't have to. I didn't have to do this, but I did it. And I thought it was kind of fun. I'm proud of what I came up with. I hope you guys enjoyed it too, and if you did, you might want to check out some more fun stuff on the end screen right here. And plus, I want to give a shout out to members and new members of the channel. I have been revamping the membership badges and other membership stuff too. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, consider becoming a member with the join button below. Hope this video has earned your subscription. Anyway, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.